Do you like fantasy football and sports betting? Come join us here at the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast, where hosts Matt, Shane, and Jason talk about fantasy players, lineups, and sports betting to help you compete and win championships. And of course, some extra cash. Let's jump right into the show.
Yo. Welcome back to another episode of Parlay FF Podcast. Your boy, Matt, and your other boy, Jason, with you guys tonight. Shane is not available with us tonight. He has had an unfortunate injury and is still unable to move. If you guys caught our, well, no, I shouldn't say that. He's able to move more, but if you guys caught our episode the other night, Shane just couldn't be with us, and he's still not with us right now. We hope and pray that you get better. Jason, how you doing, my guy?
Shane, day to day, I mean, I guess that's what happens when you hit 30 and you don't stretch. So Matt and
It's like-
I were actually athletes, and when we played in college, Shane was a pitcher. So I don't know if you even want to count that as an athlete, but I mean, yeah, his little baby girl he was playing with her around the house, and it's unfortunate news day to day. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, hopefully he does.
He's like Josh Jacobs, just kind of day to day right now. You're kind of fearful, but it's not season ending, but it is fearful. And you know what, Jason? I've been down that road. As we all know, I am the elder statesman of the three of us, and I have two daughters. That one is 10 and one is 7. So I've been down that path, and the older I get, the harder it is for me to be active. So I do my very best to continue to try to stretch.
You're cutting him a lot of slack right now by saying that, but at the same time, we know how it is. But yeah, we don't have to talk any longer and shame him anymore.
Get better,
because we love him.
Yeah, we love you, Shane. Get better. So this week is week 12 of the football season, and we are going to drop you guys a little fantasy episode just like we do each and every week. And yes, I have not been on the fantasy podcast for a long time. Again, 2 daughters who are much involved in sports activities and a lot of stuff going on like that. So, but I am here tonight because Shane is not. So I was able to make it work. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to follow along. We're going to give you guys some news and notes, some impacts that might affect your lineups. And we'll give you guys a little game analysis for what we like this week for week 12. We are getting to the nitty gritty, guys. Fantasy playoff starts in 2 weeks for some, 3 weeks for some. So we are getting very, very, very close. So let's get into a little bit of news. Oh, and then we will get into some players that we are either going to drop, our degenerate players, our Kona Shane players. We all have one. Shane did send us his, so we are going to get into that as well. So, Jason, let's talk about some news and notes for this week. CJ Stroud, concussion, and will miss week 12, second game in a row. Third game in a row. Yeah, that's right. Third game in a row. Aaron Rodgers does not need surgery on his fractured wrist and is really pushing hard to play this week. So I'm a Steelers fan, and I like that. I'm not a big fan of Mason Rudolph, even though I know he can probably get it done. Guys, as we've all probably known by now, Jamar Chase is suspended after he lied and said he did not spit on Jalen Ramsey. But
crazy. You
can clearly see that he hucked a big old fat loogie on Jalen Ramsey.
Real quick about that. I can see how a cold game where you have cottonmouth and you are talking that some spit does come out, but that was
don't bail him out.
I could see that, but the amount that came out right there, there's no way.
It was a big old loogie. I think what he meant to say is that he didn't spit. He missed Jalen Ramsey's face, I think is what he probably meant to say, because it hit him in like the chest pad. And, he was probably aiming for the face.
It's like Aaron Rodgers saying, what did he say about the COVID shot? Immunized or something like that?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, something similar. It's like, so you're admitting to it, but not really.
Yeah.
Words.
Josh Jacobs does not need surgery, which is great news. But his week 12 availability is in doubt. So Emmanuel Wilson is hot off the press on that. Definitely is someone that you should go pick up. But that's big news for the Packers. That's big news that he is not going to miss the season or go on IR. So there we go. The Jets are benching Justin Fields yet again for veteran Tyrod Taylor. I guess they're just trying to figure out who their quarterback is for next year, so they'll just go back and forth and back and forth. Drake London suffered a PCL sprain and is out for week 12, potentially longer, but it does not sound like he's going to go on IR. So that is some good news as well. So we look forward to getting Drake London back. Michael Penix is potentially season-ending knee injury. This seems to be the same knee that he had 2 ACL surgeries on in college, and they do not think that it has fully gotten better. So that is very scary for Michael Penix in the Atlanta Falcons.
It's likely he will be out for the year.
Yes, I think it is likely that he will be out for the year. Dylan Gabriel, I think, is still in concussion protocol. So right now, Shedeur Sanders is slated to be the starter, but they did say that if he clears concussion protocol, Gabriel will be the starting quarterback for the Browns, which is crazy. But Calvin Ridley, broken fibula. He is out for the year, maybe for the rest of his NFL career. I don't know, but he is out for the year. And I think
shame. Honestly, his career was set up for him. Honestly, and I thought he went to a good situation after he got back from the unfortunate gambling thing, and I think he learned from that. He got paid, went to a team to where I want to be wide receiver 1, which I think you and I can agree it was a good decision on him to go to the Titans. They just couldn't figure out a way. They didn't have a quarterback, and it's a shame.
It is a shame. Okay, Jason. Let's get into our 3 DGen players. Cone of shame. Let's read Shane's first.
Yeah, get it. You got it.
So Shane, his player for this week, and it's a fantastic player. Like, I think all 3 of us were on board with it. I think it was just like, who's going to be the first one to announce their pick?
You beat me to it.
Yeah, and I see that Jason put in our text thread that you beat me to it. So, Keon Coleman. How did the Bills draft a worse, more diva version of Stephon Diggs? Shane says, averaging 8.5 points a game is whack for someone touted this year. If I'm holding Keon, I'm trying to swap him ASAP for value at the redraft deadline. Would consider dropping him in a 10-man league. Do you like that? I love it. I mean, Keon Coleman is not good.
After the expectations that we've had for him and him being touted as the wide receiver 1 in that offense, which we all thought he was going to be, and him being a diva, not showing up to a meeting on time, or just, I don't know if he didn't show up on time or didn't even go at all. He got called out by the team. They did what they were supposed to do. I love it. He's on my fantasy team. I was expecting him to start this week in place for a couple guys that I had him by. It hurt me. It hurt badly, and I could have used him. They had a shootout, and he's obviously not needed on that team. But he's going to have to earn that respect back. Can he? I hope so. But at the same time, it's dumb by a young player.
Yeah. I'm going to jump in here,
Go
Jason.
ahead.
I'm going to give you mine. Mine's it's not a player I'm going to drop. You're not going to drop this guy, especially heading into the fantasy playoffs. But I'm ashamed to have him. I'm ashamed to start him right now. It's DK Metcalf. He's a Pittsburgh Steeler. They spent all this money on DK Metcalf in the trade. Like, you spent an ungodly amount of money on DK Metcalf. And he is not the player that we all wanted him to be when we drafted him, or if you had him on dynasty leagues. We were all super excited for him to be on the Pittsburgh Steelers. They needed an alpha wide receiver. Now, do I blame his non-targetness on the fact that they don't have a true number 2 receiver? I do think that that's part of it. But here's the deal. The last 3 games, 7 points, 5 points, 1.6 points. And those are against teams that he got 8 targets, 7 targets, 4 targets. Like, he is getting targets, but he's not getting enough of the targets that make him viable for fantasy. Week 1, 10.3 points. Yeah, pretty decent. Week 2, week 3, 10.7 points. Week 4, awesome. Got 21 fantasy points. Then 17 fantasy points. We're like, okay, DK's back. And then 6 points, 14, then 1, 5, and 7. Like, He's not the true wide receiver one. If you drafted him to be a wide receiver one, he's not that guy this year. I don't know what's going on. He could be one of the most dominant wide receivers in the league. I don't know if it's effort. I don't know if he's giving up on balls, but he could be just such a dominating player, a dominating force, and he's not giving us those numbers. You better pick your shit up when fantasy playoffs start because people are going to be counting on you. And I know he wants to be better. I just don't know what's going on. So I'm benching him this week if I have the opportunity to bench him for a different player because I don't know that I can trust him. He's playing against not a great defense, so he should be good. But if Mason Rudolph starts, let me put it this way: if Mason Rudolph starts, you can probably play him because he will hyper target him. But if Aaron Rodgers plays him, I just don't know. I just don't know about it. I'm just frustrated with DK.
And as a DK owner, I agree 100%. You were hoping in the first 6 weeks, especially after the first couple of weeks, he was a touchdown target, big play touchdown. You were relying on touchdowns, and if he got 4 targets, 40 yards and a TD, you're okay with it. You expected more. He is the most physically imposing receiver I think that we have in the game, but at the same time, I don't think he can get open on routes. I think he is just a burner, downfield, one cut kind of guy. Unfortunately, we thought he was going to be a little bit more out of Ole Miss, but at the same time, hey, it is what it is. I think Mason Rudolph will hyper target him, and he could have a chance to do well with Mason Rudolph.
Yeah,
But Matt,
I agree.
I got you. I got another wide receiver for y'all. I think we're going 3 for 3 on receivers this week.
Might as well. They're poopy pants.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say it is his fault. Quentin Johnson, man. Quentin Johnson.
Hurts
I hope you traded him after the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, because you would have got insane value out of him. Because I know you drafted him late, and you saw the first 3 to 4 games of the year getting in the end zone, a couple times getting hyper targeted downfield by Herbert. The past 4 weeks, he has put up 2 games of 0 catches.
Yeah,
Matt.
I know. It hurts my heart.
0 catches out of a dude that was drafted in the top 15, top 20, I know for sure. It's crazy. At the same time, we expect more from him. We've seen it out of him. I know Herbert got hurt late in the first half, but at the same time, that doesn't mean a damn thing when you are that talented and have a coach like that. You should be putting up more than 3 targets. 10. He got 10 the week before, 6, 0. It's gone down every game. It's been bad. I don't like it. You got to hope for a big play out of him. Quentin Johnson, degenerate of the week. I'm not dropping him, but at the same time, you ride my bench until I see something, my guy.
Well, yeah, and they're on bye this week, so you hope that they can get a little bit healthy.
Or Jason, I'm trying to fit him in a trade this week since it's trade deadline week.
Jason, did you bring up Quentin Johnston for the fact that I just beat you in fantasy this last week? I started him and he put up a goose egg for me, and I still beat you.
I think
is that why you are hating on QJ?
No,
this
because
week?
I had so yes. All right, if you want to be completely frank, yes, I lost in 2 leagues this week. One of them happened to be in the Yahoo League against you. You're lucky Jonathan Taylor didn't play this week. That's the only hope I have in that league. Anyways, but yeah, basically that's why.
No, I get it. It's been frustrating with I definitely Quentin Johnson, because he looked like he was going to be the wide receiver 1, and Ladd McConkey was going to sit in this category, but then it kind of flip flopped, and then Keenan Allen's just kind of that reliable guy. But your pop players are QJ and Ladd, and it's just very unfortunate because the Chargers have had so many unfortunate injuries, both on offense. The offensive line, Amarian Hampton going out, so Justin Herbert's been really having to carry that load, and he's been playing phenomenally. But he's rushing. He's rushing a lot more. So typically when you get wide receiver plays, it's which wide receiver is going to get those. But yeah, no, I totally get it. I totally get it. Okay. Let's we went over news and notes, so we don't need to do that. Why don't we just jump right into the games? How about that?
Let's get it.
And I think what we're going to do, guys, is instead of sitting here and talking about a bunch of games that you know who you're going to start. At this point in time in the season, you know who's on bye. You know what you need to do to get into the fantasy playoffs. Or if you are a team that's sitting well in fantasy, you probably know exactly what you're going to do. But what we want to do with this segment is just kind of fly through each game and just highlight some of the players that you may or may not be on the fence about starting. So week 1, we have the Buffalo Bills playing your Houston Texans. I mean, again, Allen and Cook, you know you're playing. Mm-hmm. For the Texan side, you know you're playing Nico. What do you think, Jason, on the running back situation? Are you liking you some Woody Marks in Houston?
100%. Woody Marks is the only play in the backfield right now. I would not start Chubb. Chubb might vulture you at the goal line a little bit, but at the same time, in the recent weeks, you don't want the Texans to get down to the goal line because they ain't going to score. They're going to get stuffed at the goal line because they're going to try to run the ball up the middle, and it's terrible. You're hoping for big plays out of Woody Marks out of the backfield. In this game, I do like Dalton Schultz.
Okay.
As well, as a tight end option this week if you need a stream. I don't know if there's very many tight ends that you're looking for. Schultz would be a decent play there, but yeah, no, you're running your guys this week, and you're hoping Khalil Shakur gets more action than he did last week.
I am probably not playing Khalil Shakur this week.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't like the way, I mean, not against this Houston Texans defense. This defense is extremely good. I think this is going to be a lot of James Cook and a lot of Josh Allen this week.
It's going to be a possession game.
Yeah, and Kincaid did not practice today. So with Kincaid not in that lineup, Khalil is a very scary play for me because you just don't know. I feel like Dalton Kincaid opens the rest for that team. So if he's not playing, I'm not a massive fan of Khalil. Like, I think you could play him, but I'm not confident in it. You know, we do have some more buy teams this week. So if it's someone that you need to throw on your flex, or, you know, I'm not confident unless it's wide receiver 3. So yeah, think about it like that. Okay, Pittsburgh Steelers playing at Chicago Bears. Well, we just went over it. We just went over DK Metcalf. We don't know what the quarterback situation is going to be. We honestly, you know, we didn't really talk about it in the news and notes, but Jalen Warren got hurt too. Kenneth Gainwell looked to be that dude last week. I'm confident starting Kenneth Gainwell. Even if Jalen Warren's playing, Kenneth Gainwell can be a flex for you. I am confident in that. Now, are you going to really bench DK if you have the weapons to? Like, who would you rather play, DK or Khalil Shakur?
DK.
Okay, so you're on that DK train. So
yeah,
if you have
on matchup, based on matchup, mm-hmm.
If you have a deep bench, right? DK is someone that you can, if you feel like you really need to sit him, you can. But you got to remember they are playing the Chicago Bears this week. Not a fantastic defense. The reason why he was on my cone of shame is I do have a deep enough bench. I've been blessed with the wide receivers this year, so. I might be sitting him for Michael Pittman because it's one of those two. So yeah. I'm probably rolling out Pittman over DK this week because it's just very scary. When you look at the Bears, Jason, do you like Swift? Obviously, do you like Caleb Williams this week? If you are playing him at quarterback against the Steelers defense, they are at home.
He's been hot. And
would you play him? Would you play him? That's all I need to know.
Yes.
There you go. Play him. Obviously, if you're going to play him, you're going to play Roma Dunze. Luther Burden isn't to that point where I feel like I'm going to play him, but he is to that point where if you're in a deep league and he's there, it is someone that I would probably stash. That is one player that I would probably stash on my bench. So definitely Rome, definitely Swift, play Caleb Williams, and stash old Luther Burden. The tight end in that room, I love Colston Loveland, but I'm not ready to start him. It's just too inconsistent with targets. There's so many mouths to feed in that offense. So it is a player that I'm keeping on my bench, but I'm probably not starting him. I know there's a lot of people that are wondering about Colston Loveland. I would start Juwan Johnson over Colston Loveland this week for an example. Let's go on.
He's almost there. Not yet.
Yeah, he's getting there. He's getting more play.
Yeah.
The New York Jets against the Baltimore Ravens. Is this a game that we need to talk about?
No, I mean, you know who you're starting for the Jets and the
Who?
Ravens.
Who
Same
you
old, same old.
starting? Who you starting besides Brees Hall? That's it.
And Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson's on IR, brother. Garrett Wilson
exactly.
So
That's
he's
what I'm
not.
saying. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like those are the only two that you would play, and he ain't playing.
Yeah, so Brees Hall. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not even on that.
I'm
not
gonna
even
start
on
Garrett
that.
Wilson over everybody else, and I know that Garrett Wilson's injured. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, there you go. The Baltimore Ravens, you know who you're playing. That's a pretty self-explanatory matchup. And I know if people are questioning Mark Andrews, if he's on your roster, play him. Just play him. I know it's scary because you don't know what you're exactly going to get, but if he's there, go play him. The tight end landscape is very thin this year, and you just never know who you're going to get, so play him. Okay, the New York Giants playing at the Detroit Lions. The Lions just got beat this last week. They're playing at home. That means you start everybody. And you start Jameson Williams because he is back. Dan Campbell wanted to get him more involved. And look what happened when they got him more involved. It opened up the offense. And Jameson Williams is a firecracker. He reminds me of George Pickens. Like, he's just a playmaker. Get him the ball, hope he catches it, and he will get the job done.
Agreed. They're a different team at home.
They are
100%. It's crazy how well that they play indoors. Like, even if they aren't at home, if they are playing in a dome, I'm firing up everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy on how that works.
Now, keep in mind, though, Sam Laporta is on IR. He's not going to be there. I don't think I'm starting Brock Wright. And when we say play them all, that's David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, and you can roll out Jared Goff.
Yeah.
From the Giants side, Tyrone Tracy looked really good. Devin Singletary looked good. I'm okay if you want to play Tracy or at least flex him. And if you are extremely short on running backs and Devin Singletary's out on the waiver wire, I would go get him because he is their 10-yard and end goal line back. Scored 2 tutties last week. So I'm okay if you want to go get him and play him. I don't know if Jackson Dart's out of concussion protocol. I'm on, to be honest. If Jameis Winston is the quarterback, Wan'Dale Robinson, yes, he got a lot of targets, didn't turn him into a lot. But if you need to start one of those wide receivers, I'm okay starting Wan'Dale Robinson if Jameis Winston is the quarterback. Obviously, if Jackson Dart's back, you play Jackson Dart because that dude's a dog and he's just going to run until he can't breathe anymore. And that's the New York Giants. Jason, what do you like on the Patriots-Bengals matchup? Obviously, no Jamar Chase.
No spit in the face Chase right here. Higgins is going to have a game. And Brown. And hopefully that's probably all you're starting on the Bengals, right?
What? Who'd you say?
Higgins and Brown?
Yeah, I mean, if you're very desperate for tight end, since there's no Jamar Chase, Noah Fant, you can roll out there, but you can't be confident about it.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the Patriots, you never know who you're going to get on the for wide receiver consistency, but you know you're going to get Diggs, and you know you're going to get Trayvon Henderson looks good.
I know, but
And
you don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't know about when Ramondre's back, brother.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy to me in that offense.
Mike Vrabel's that guy. He's that guy.
He knows how to run a good offense and win football games.
Another deep stash is Mac Hollins. If Booty is not back this week, Mac Hollins, he's been quietly getting some good run here. Getting some good targets.
Touch grass, Matt. Or did you see the what you call it? The Hard Knocks where he doesn't wear shoes?
Yes.
That's crazy,
bro. He's crazy.
Hey, if it gets you in the league, you do you, boo-boo.
Yeah. And then obviously start Drake May because they're playing the Bengals, and that could be a home run play for pretty much everyone on the Patriots. So you can start up everybody and feel at least somewhat confident that they're gonna score some points. Seattle Seahawks traveling to Tennessee to play the Titans. Jason, Seattle. Sam Darnold looked like doo-doo last week, but they almost found a way to get it done. Obviously, you're starting JSN. The running back situation, Kenneth Walker looked good last week. He actually scored a tutty. He got some viable fantasy points for you. it's still one of those situations where you're just like, you just really don't know. But
a gamble.
It's a gamble, right? And if you have one, you can flex them. That's what I do. I have both Charbonnet and Walker, and in one league, and I just flex them. I just flex them both and see what happens. But AJ Barner, 11 targets last week, tight end, could be sneaky good, a sneaky good ad. And I don't think that's going away. I think they want to feed him the ball. Rashid Shaheed has been really non-existent, and they went and traded for him.
I guess they just wanted to add a downfield threat with JSN in order to get the double coverage off of them, to where if they did have something, like, but that's you're hoping for a home run with him
It's
now.
the only thing you're really hoping for.
Are you starting anybody on the Titans this week? Like, if you drafted Tony Pollard, like, but
I'm not. I don't think I'm starting anybody. I don't think I'm starting anybody on the Titans because a lot of their players are hurt. Premier DK's hurt. Ridley's out. Elikayo Manor, I don't even know if he's back. Yeah, I'm probably not starting anybody. I don't like Tony Pollard, so yeah.
Great.
Vikings playing at the Packers. We know the Packers situation. Josh Jacobs up in limbo, probably won't play, but we don't know for sure yet. Jordan Love looked pretty good last week. Christian Watson seems to be back into his normal form. Romeo Doubs got a little banged up. These are players that you want to monitor. And I think a lot of these Packer players you can play. I think the only one you can't play is Matthew Golden, and I don't think you can play Luke Musgrave. Golden has not shown up. I don't know if they're trusting him. Jaden Reed's 21-day window, is supposed to be opened pretty quick. And when he gets back, let's see what the dynamic is with that. If Jacobs doesn't play, I think Emmanuel Wilson's a fine play. I think you can play him because they're going to run the ball. But I think, honestly, the only ones I feel confident in is either Jacobs or Wilson, Jordan Love, and Christian Watson. Those are the only players that I'm like feeling really good about on
Agreed.
the Packers side.
And it's hard to have a lot of faith in Packers receivers.
It is. It's very tough. It's been tough for the last few years. So you just don't know which one's going to get the play that specific week, because it just feels like Jordan Love he's a distributor. He wants to give it to anybody who's open. Vikings side, Jason, obviously you're starting Justin Jefferson. You don't feel great about it because he hasn't played well in the last few weeks. He hasn't gotten the ball in the last few weeks.
Exactly.
He's definitely not giving you first round value that you drafted him in. And that is the frustrating part. It's not that he's not catching the ball and getting, 50 to 70 yards. That's fine, but that's not where we drafted him. We want him to be at that 20 points per game number, and he's not getting there. But yeah, you're obviously going to start him. I don't feel great about Jordan Addison with JJ McCarthy.
No, I know.
I just don't. I know he scored a tutty late, and it was luck. Well, I don't know if it was luck, but I just don't feel great about anybody else with JJ McCarthy. If it was Carson Wentz, you start everybody because he throws the ball. But
not yet. Not yet. I need to see more from them. I mean, it's just so tough with the Vikings.
It's very tough.
Especially with the Packers defense that is actually pretty good this week. I mean, I would just the big names. That's who you're going with.
Okay, let's move on. Colts playing at the Chiefs. I mean, this is pretty. Do you want to talk about this?
No, I guess the only play.
Just name the players.
Are you playing Allen Pierce? Are you playing Allen Pierce?
Yes, Alec Pierce. You're playing him.
Yeah, then that's the only question I have. You're playing everybody.
Okay. Yeah, you got Tyler Warren, Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, Jonathan Taylor, Daniel Jones, Chiefs side, Patrick Mahomes, Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce. And those are the only ones. I don't feel great about Worthy. I don't feel great about Worthy. I don't feel great about Kareem Hunt.
And deep leagues, you're probably going to start Worthy.
Yeah, I mean, most people will probably start him, and most people are going to start Kareem Hunt just because of the bye weeks. But I just don't feel great about him. I just don't feel great.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty you know who you're playing in on those two rosters. Go with your gut. The Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to Arizona to play the Cardinals. And listen, fella, if I had like a drum in this room right now, I'd be banging the drum for Jacoby Brissett. That dude has been playing so fantastically good for the last 3 weeks since Kyler Murray got out went out. Dude, Brissett is a top tier quarterback for fantasy purposes. It's unreal. It's unfreaking real. We don't know what the situation with Marvin Harrison is. We know that he got his appendix removed last week. Some players are back within a week. Some players aren't back until 3 weeks after. So we don't know what the status is of him 100% yet. But if he is back, obviously you're playing him because Brissett loves Marvin Harrison Jr. He loves throwing the ball. I mean, 57 times throwing the ball is unbelievably great for us fantasy football players.
You start Michael Wilson?
Yes. If Marvin Harrison is not playing, you fire. Now, temper your expectations. He's not going to have 185 yards again. I mean, he might. I mean, hell, go for 200. Who cares? But temper your expectation with that. He's probably going to be like, the highest fabbed player this week because people are chasing that number. But we don't know if MHJ's back or whether he's not back. And if he's not back, you play Marvin Harrison Jr. or Michael Wilson, and I think you can flex Greg Dortch, and you're obviously playing Trey McBride.
Are you spending your entire fab this week?
No.
Okay. Are you spending 50% on him?
No. It depends on how you're set up, right? If you
need to make a run to the playoffs, are you spending 50%? Okay.
If you need to make a run to the playoffs and Michael Wilson's out there and MHJ is not playing, you're spending all your fab.
Cool.
Running back situation there. Obviously, if you've heard, DeMarcado hurt his ankle, so it's going to be Bam Knight and Michael Carter. Don't love it, but if you have to play one, you just hope that you pick the right one. When it comes to the Jacksonville Jaguars side, Jason, Etienne, and that's pretty much it. I don't feel confident in Parker Washington.
BTJ is still kind of hurt.
Yeah, I still don't feel great about it. I mean, the Cardinals defense isn't the best, but it's not terrible. I guess if he does play, you're going to play him just because you drafted him in the first round, and you're going to play him every single week and hope that he has one of those games where he gets you points.
If you can get fantasy points from a special teams, I would play Parker Washington easily. Dynamic special teams player. But at the same time, you can't trust any of those receivers in Jacksonville. I mean, T-Law's the most overrated quarterback in the league.
And it sucks, man, because I had so much high hopes for T-Law, and he just hasn't proved it. Yeah, I think Etienne's you're only like super confident to play.
Yeah.
But again, go with your gut. If you have to play certain players, you just got to play them. But yeah. All right, let's move on to the next game. The Cleveland Browns traveling to the Las Vegas Raiders. Let me put it this way. If Gabriel plays, you're playing Fan and you're playing Njoku, you're playing Quinshon Judkins. If Shedeur Sanders is your starter, you're probably forced to play one of those two tight ends. You're still going to play Quinshon Judkins because he is still a starting running back and he is the bulk guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think with Shedeur, you can probably play Jerry Jeudy, but it's not phenomenal. Like, I don't feel great about it at all. On the Vegas side, you're playing Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty, and that's pretty much it. I mean, the Browns defense is very good, and Geno Smith, we saw what Dallas just did to him. This is going to be Dallas times 2.
Yep.
I mean, Myles Garrett's going to eat Geno Smith. Yeah, he's going to eat him.
It's a shame that Genty can't get free.
It is. And the only reason why I'm saying you need to play him or at least flex him is because you have to. Is where you drafted him. You just kind of have to. I'm sure if you went wide receiver heavy, you drafted Genty and he's like your RB1. You're in that situation where you just hope he breaks one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, we got 4 games left. Atlanta Falcons playing the New Orleans Saints. Jason, obviously, no Michael Penix, no Drake London. It's gonna be Kirk Cousins. I think you can. I think you can play Darnell Mooney. I think he's gonna get targeted a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you can play Kyle Pitts. It doesn't feel great from history, but I think you can play him. The last time Kirk Cousins played with Kyle Pitts, he got 9 targets and caught 9 balls. Now, it was only for 59 yards, but that's pretty good for a tight end. That's good points for a tight end. And then Bijan Robinson, are you willing to flex Tyler Algier? Is that a player that you could flex him?
In deep leagues, Dynasty especially, 12-team leagues, yes, I would flex him. Okay. Just for the upside of vulturing touchdowns in the red zone.
What about the Saints, Jay? Who do you like from the Saints? I mean, I know it's gross, but I'm sure there's going to be players that you're forced to play. I can think of 2, and that's pretty much it. Or actually 3. I can think of 3.
God, I don't want to start anyway. Kamara's been a disappointment. Taysom Hill.
No, I think you could play Juwan Johnson. I know the Falcons are good against tight ends.
Yeah.
They're good against tight. They got a good defense. They're good against tight ends. But again, if you're in a situation where you have players on bye, this is the last bye week of the year. There's 3 teams on bye. I think Juwan Johnson, Chris Olave, and if you have to start Kamara, at least in a flex, I think those are really the only 3 that you can feel good about or feel decent about.
Taysom Hill haunts me this late in the year because I've seen what he does in stupid situations like this.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. The Eagles at the Cowboys. Jason, who you got? Who do you like the most out of this matchup? Who do you like most for the Cowboys, and who do you like most for the Eagles for fantasy purposes?
I like Ferguson.
Oh, really? That's who you like the most?
I love how Dak targets him in the red zone, and I think that Pickens will kind of get shut down this week by Cooper DeJean. He's not going to have that great of a week. I'm pretty sure CD will get his targets and whatnot. The secondary for the Eagles is going to be better. Javonte is going to get some touches, but I mean, we know that Eagles defense is stout. So the Eagles offense, I mean, dude, that thing has been hit or miss all year.
But you have to start them all. Like you're just in that situation.
I was just picking a guy out of the blue who I like getting targets in the red zone to where I think could get some touches and do some work. I know the linebacking core for the Eagles is good, but I think Dak likes to target Ferguson.
Okay, right. That's a fair point. But like you said, this isn't a game we're going to spend much on. You have one of the best. We want to have one of the best offenses in the NFL going against the Super Bowl champs from last year, and they're always gonna compete whether we like it or not. They're always gonna kind of be in a game. So, fire them all up. I'm gonna reiterate that, Jason, to our another game of the week that could be a very good game. That's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to the Los Angeles Rams. I don't think Bucky is back this week, and I don't think Godwin's back this week either.
Sean Tucker got his touches, which is crazy.
I think you're starting him. You're starting him, I think.
Because you sit there, you picked him up off waivers whenever Bucky got hurt, but you know that he wasn't going to get RB1 touches. And then out of the blue, he looks like a stud coming out of the backfield. He's not going to get the running back touches that you would hope for. But at the same time, you think that with the interior or in the defense of the Rams that he's going to get third down looks and whatnot. He looks good. Are you starting up why am I blanking on his name? Wide receiver 2 for the Bucks? Is it
wide receiver 2 or wide receiver number 2 or wide receiver like
they're wide receiver 2 this week?
Tez. Yeah, I think you can. I think you can. If you're in a pinch, I think you could at least put him in a flex. I look for Emeka Egbuka to have a bounce back week. I know he had like 7 catches for like 59 yards, I think. So not great, but still got your points. I think he has a bounce back week this week because I think Baker's going to have to throw the ball a lot. Yeah. I do think the Rams are going to score. You know who you're starting with the Rams. And I do think they're going to score. So
real quick, don't you find it crazy that the Rams get on the 1 yard line as a Kyron owner and they throw a fade to Devon
every time, bro? It's like an automatic touchdown. But Kyron Williams seems to score every single week. Like he just seems to find a way to get it done. And I know I've heard rumors and chatterings about people being annoyed with the usage of Blake Corum, and I understand it, but you got to look at it this way. The Rams are in a situation where they're going to make the playoffs. They got to save Kyron Williams for the playoffs. Yeah, they can't burn him out. So as a Kyron owner, you're frustrated, but you still have to start him. You just have to play him. So, yeah, I mean, you're still
getting a 70-30 usage out of him.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's still scoring you double-digit fantasy points every single week. So don't get all pissed off. Blake Corum's got to get some run too, and he's looked good. I mean, Blake Corum's looked good. Okay, last game of the week, Jason. Then we can wrap this show up. The Carolina Panthers playing at the San Francisco 49ers. Listen, to all you Ricky Pearsall owners that were out there that, you look at all the projections. Now, Jason, don't shake your head. You look at the projections, and yes, he was projected to score like 10 or 12 fantasy points. Dude is coming off of a knee PCL sprain. He's been out since week, 3? He went out in the middle of week 3 or week 4. And stop looking at fantasy projections. Like Brock Purdy was for his first game back. Ricky Pearsall's first game back. Don't look at fantasy projections. It's going to take him a little while. I am still playing Ricky Pearsall, and I'm playing him confidently this week because at some point, Brock Purdy is going to go back to Ricky Pearsall and George Kittle. If you're a George Kittle owner, you're elated because Brock Purdy loves him some George Kittle, which they should. But Ricky Pearsall is still a good wide receiver, and I do look for him to be relevant again. Maybe not necessarily this week, but I am playing him. I'm starting Ricky Pearsall this week in a league because of bye weeks, and I kind of have to. But I'm not like sad about it at all. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey, you're going to play. He's like the Derrick Henry of old. He's just kind of superhuman, and Derrick Henry's kind of faded off a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's who you're starting for. You're starting everybody from San Francisco. I mean, if you start Juwan Jennings, that's fine too. Carolina, are you starting Bryce Young this week?
No.
After the performance last week?
No. Hell no.
No.
No. Hell no.
Okay.
I don't trust him. I need to see it more.
Yeah,
it's so inconsistent.
He put 448 and 3 up last week, dog.
I know, but at the same time, we see that will happen, and watch he'll put up 178 yards passing with 3 picks and a tutty. Like it's stupid the inconsistency that you can get unless you are in a super flex league or desperate.
What about Ted? What about Ted?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you're fired him up. He gets almost, I think he averages 8 targets a game.
Yeah, Ted's a baller.
And Rico Dowdle, for sure.
Yeah,
Chuba's hard to trust now.
No. Like poor carry. Like, yeah, he has not played very good. So
yeah, those are the only two I'm firing up.
Okay, Jason, we did it, dude. We wrapped it up in good time here.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, guys, these are players that we just want to go over the matchups with you guys real quick and kind of give you a little insight on who we potentially like, who we potentially don't like. Again, man, this is fantasy football. You got to go with your gut. Go with your gut feelings because there's all kinds of information out there where we might say one thing and you might hear something different from others. Go and get your information and ultimately go with your gut, guys. We are literally like 2 to 4 weeks away from fantasy playoffs. I don't know how some leagues work, but most fantasy playoffs start in week 14 or 15. So just go with your gut and play who you're going to play. And if you're in that like 6th place to 8th place and your like records are tied and you're trying to get that, then go for it. You need to have a boom or bust player at play at some point in time. You can't always rely on the safe players because sometimes those safe numbers, they dip. And that's what could move that needle for a team that took a chance on a boom player and boom, all of a sudden they're ahead of you in the playoffs. Or to get into the playoffs. So go with your gut, take some risks, and just know that once you get there, you can breathe because anything can happen in the playoffs. Anything and everything can happen in the playoffs. So, Jason, with that being said, next week we've got our shows. We'll be back. Hopefully, Shane will be back with us. And remember, if you guys want to catch any of us on our social medias, you can find Jason at Jason Parlay FF. You can find myself at Matt_Parlay FF. You can find Shane at Shane Parlay FF on X. Ask us questions on there. If you guys have any questions, we will be happy to answer them. Head on over to fantasy6pack.net. Get your all-access membership today. Get 15% off your all-access membership using promo code ParlayFF if you see it scrolling down on the bottom of the screen. Right now, where we're at, Fantasy Six Pack YouTube channel. Go over there, guys. Check it out. Click that subscribe, that notification bell. And if you guys want to follow us on the audio side, you can find us at the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And yeah, I think that's it. Jason, till next week, you know what to do, brother.
Trade deadline week. Make some moves if you're in contention. Be smart.
That's right. Be smart. Make a run for the playoffs. Until next episode, we love you all to the moon and back. And peace out.